Well, the Republican frontrunner for president is calling for a complete moratorium on Muslims entering the United States. In a statement, Donald Trump says his proposal comes in response to the level of hatred among a large section of the Muslim population toward Americans. And this comes only after a day after President Obama called for unity during an address to the nation.
As Commander-in-Chief, I have no greater responsibility than the security of the American people.
In only the third Oval Office address of his presidency, a tired-looking President Obama cast a wide net on Sunday, from closing gun loopholes to reforming visa criteria, while acknowledging that ISIS is not the JV team.
The threat from terrorism is real, but we will overcome it.
What do you think his message was?
His message was, we're on this. I mean, the president was trying to reassure the country that we have a strategy to take on ISIS, both at home and abroad.
Via satellite, ABC News chief anchor George Stephanopoulos agreed the president didn't break any new ground related to strategy, but noted a concern moving forward.
We cannot turn against one another by letting this fight be defined as a war between America and Islam.
And I think that was one of the interesting things about the speech. He spent about as much time talking about what we're not going to do, what we should not do, as he did talking about what we will do.
The president did call for Congress to authorize the use of military force against ISIS, something Senator Jeanne Shaheen feels is important.
Because I think it sends a very strong message that we are united in this fight. It's important to send this message to our men and women who are serving in the military.
Senator Kelly Ayotte agrees, but not without a new, better plan from the president.
He seemed to spend more time lecturing us versus what are we going to do that is different that we're not doing now.
And as far as New Hampshire's member of Congress, Republican Rep. Frank Ginta said, quote, "This week Congress will work together to strengthen our visa program, and I will continue to push for a strategy to defeat terrorism at home and abroad." And Democratic Congresswoman Annie Kuster says, quote, "I take my responsibility to protect our national security very seriously and support legislation in Congress that has the support of Republicans and Democrats to keep firearms and explosives out of the hands of suspected terrorists."